What does it mean to have the most powerful military in the world in 2023? It's a complex question with multiple angles. Military prowess isn't just about the number of soldiers or the size of the arsenal. It's about the fusion of manpower, technological mastery, budgetary heft, and strategic alliances. A powerful military harnesses both hard and soft factors, balancing raw force with the subtleties of diplomacy and strategy. As we dive into this ranking, remember that power is not just about size, but also technology, strategy, and resources. Starting from the least powerful, we find countries with smaller armies but unique strengths. Let's set our sights on Luxembourg, Iceland, and Costa Rica. These nations may not boast the sprawling military forces often associated with global power, but they possess their own forms of strength that set them apart. Take Luxembourg, for instance. While it might be one of the smallest countries in the world, it boasts a robust economy and strategic alliances that bolster its standing on the global stage. In the grand chessboard of global politics, Luxembourg is the knight, nimble and strategic, leveraging economic power and diplomatic ties to navigate the complex landscape. Then we have Iceland, a country without a standing army. Yes, you heard it right, no army. Yet it's far from defenseless. Its unique geographic location makes it a strategic point in the North Atlantic. This, coupled with its membership in NATO, ensures its security. Iceland is like the castle in a game of chess, using its immovable strength and strategic positioning to its advantage. Lastly, we turn to Costa Rica, a country that abolished its military back in 1949. Instead of investing in military power, Costa Rica has focused on education, healthcare, and environmental conservation. Its strong economy and high living standards serve as a beacon to the rest of the world, showing the potential power of peace. Like the queen in chess, Costa Rica moves freely, demonstrating that a nation's power can come from the well-being of its people, not just its military might. These countries remind us that power comes in many forms, not just military might. Moving up the ranks, we find countries with balanced military strengths. Let's delve into the world of the middle ground, where nations like Sweden, Australia, and Canada reside. These nations may not dominate the headlines with their military prowess, but they offer a model of balanced power that's worth exploring. Take Sweden, for instance. This Scandinavian nation has long been known for its neutrality, but don't let that fool you. Sweden maintains a highly trained and technologically advanced military force. They've managed to strike a fine balance between manpower and technology, ensuring that they are always ready to defend their sovereignty. Then there's Australia, a country that's geographically isolated but never underestimated. Australia boasts a well-equipped military with a focus on naval and air power. They've harnessed their resources efficiently, ensuring that their military is always ready to respond to regional and global threats. Lastly, we have Canada. Known for their peacekeeping missions, Canada has a military that's technologically advanced and highly professional. They've managed to balance their military capabilities with their diplomatic efforts, making them an essential part of global security. These countries may not have the largest armies or the most advanced weaponry, but they've found a balance that works for them. They've prioritized training, technology, and resource management, ensuring that their military forces are formidable. This middle ground shows us a different perspective on military power. It's not always about having the biggest or the most technologically advanced military. Sometimes it's about finding a balance that allows a nation to maintain its security while also contributing to global peacekeeping efforts. These countries show us that balance is key in maintaining a strong military presence. It's a lesson that other nations could learn from as we navigate the complex landscape of global military power. Now, we reach the top tier of global military power. In this echelon of military might, 3 countries stand out: the United States, China, and Russia. Each of these nations holds an impressive array of resources, advanced technologies, and strategic alliances that have propelled them to the forefront of international military prowess. Let's start with the United States. With a reputation for maintaining the most technologically advanced and versatile military force on the planet, the US continues to dominate in terms of global power projection. A vast pool of resources, coupled with a network of strategic alliances spanning across continents, ensures its position at the top. Then, there's China. Emerging as a formidable rival, China's military power has seen a significant boost in recent years. the nation has invested heavily in modernizing its forces, with a focus on cyber and space warfare capabilities. This, coupled with the world's largest standing army and an ever-growing naval fleet, has propelled China onto the global stage as a military heavyweight. Finally, we have Russia. Known for its vast arsenal of nuclear weapons, Russia's military might is unquestionable. It's not just about quantity, though. Russian military technology, particularly in areas like missile defense and electronic warfare, is among the most sophisticated in the world. This, combined with its strategic geographical position and alliances, makes Russia a force to be reckoned with. Each of these nations has carved out a unique place in the landscape of global military power. They've done so through a blend of resource allocation, technological advancement, and strategic alliances. Yet, it's important to remember that power isn't static. It's a complex, ever-shifting balance that's influenced by a multitude of factors. These nations represent the pinnacle of military power in 2023. But what does the future hold for global military power? A question that invites us to gaze into the crystal ball of the world's armed forces. In the future, the landscape of military power will likely be reshaped by several key factors. First, emerging technologies. The advent of artificial intelligence, unmanned vehicles, and advanced cyber capabilities are potential game changers. These technologies could level the playing field, enabling smaller nations to punch above their weight. On the flip side, they could also widen the gap between technologically advanced nations and those lagging behind. Next, climate change. As the world warms, resources may become scarcer, sparking conflicts over water, food, and arable land. Militaries could be increasingly called on for disaster response, humanitarian aid, and peacekeeping. Conversely, climate change could also fuel instability and conflict, challenging the traditional notions of military power. Lastly, geopolitical shifts. The balance of power is fluid, influenced by economic growth, political alliances, and societal changes. As nations rise and fall, their military might will ebb and flow with them. We might witness more non-traditional actors such as multinational corporations or non-state groups playing significant roles in global security dynamics. As we peer into the murky waters of the future, it's clear that military power won't just be about who has the most soldiers or the biggest bombs. It'll be about adaptability, resilience, and the ability to navigate a rapidly changing world. As we look to the future, one thing is certain. The landscape of global military power is ever-changing. So, what have we learned about global military power in 2023? We've traversed the world, discussing various countries and their military prowess. We began with the underdogs, countries whose military power belies their size or economic stature. These nations remind us that power is not solely determined by size or wealth, but by resilience, strategic acumen, and the courage of their troops. Next, we examined the middle ground, the countries that have found a balance between military expenditure and the welfare of their people. These nations have shown us that military power does not have to be at the expense of social development, and that a nation's strength can be measured not only in its ability to wage war, but also in its capacity to maintain peace. Moving on, we delved into the heavy hitters, the nations that have consistently dominated global military rankings. These countries have demonstrated the impact of technological advances on military power, showing us that the future of warfare may be less about boots on the ground and more about cyber capabilities and unmanned weaponry. Lastly, we looked at the future of global military power. We saw that the landscape of military power is constantly shifting, influenced by geopolitical changes, technological advancements, and the evolving nature of warfare itself. But in all these discussions, one thing remained clear. Military power is more than just numbers. It's a complex interplay of strategy, technology, human will, and an unyielding spirit to defend one's nation. It's about the courage of the men and women in uniform who risk their lives for their country. It's about the scientists and engineers who work tirelessly to develop cutting-edge technology to give their nation an edge. Military power is a testament to a nation's resilience, its strategic acumen, its technological prowess, and above all, the heart of its people. Remember, military power is more than just numbers. It's about strategy, technology, and the will to defend one's nation. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.